So hello everybody, my name is Simon Horton and I am the founder of Negotiation Mastery, and I'm joined again with my friend and colleague Mike Reddington. Mike, do you want to say briefly what it is you do?
Certainly. And again, thank you for the conversation, Simon. They've been a blast. I am a certified forensic interviewer and executive resource. So my job is to integrate business communication, research, and best practices with non-confrontational interview and interrogation techniques in order to teach executives how to use the truth to their advantage by applying strategic and ethical observation and persuasion techniques.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I'm sure a lot of the viewers are going to find this really, really interesting. So Mike and I have been, this is the fourth in our series of talking about dishonesty and negotiations. In this one, we're going to look at how do we respond? Let's say we've identified, I think they're lying there, or I think they've held something back or misrepresented it. What do we do with that information? And so Mike, let me hand it over to you. What do we do?
First, I'm going to start with the negative, which might be the wrong way to do it, but I'm halfway there, so I'm going to start. Don't accuse them of lying, please.
Right.
If we call somebody, if we accuse them of lying, we're likely going to put them on the defensive, force them to double down on the lie. We're going to make things worse. So let's avoid that one right out of the gate.
Yeah.
From there, contextually speaking, there can be different options and different best practices. But really, and we've talked about this a little bit previously, if we think somebody is lying to us, okay, it just happened. That's another movement on the chessboard. They moved, now we can move next. Instead of thinking they lied to me, what do I need to do next? Now let's think, what is the goal I'm trying to achieve? And how does that lie help me achieve my goal? And if we can switch that, if we can switch our mindset to there, okay, I think you just lied to me. Let me not get mad. What's the goal I'm trying to achieve? How does that lie help me achieve my goal? Then we can identify the new road or path in order to get there based on the lie we heard.
Yeah, so in a way, you're just saying it's just information. How can I use this information? And in negotiation, there's no golden rule. If there is a golden rule, about what to do about negotiation, is know your outcome and try something to get that outcome. And if that works, fantastic. And if they agree straight away, fantastic. But if they don't, then what do you do? Try something else. And this is all part of that negotiation process. And lying, if they do lie or misrepresent, that's just part of that process. Right. What do I do now with the new information that I've got? Yeah. For
sure. And that's where a lot of times we mess it up, because we get trapped in our emotional reaction. We feel disrespected or taken advantage of, and we react accordingly, instead of realizing that for whatever reason, this person felt it appropriate to misinform us. Okay, so now let's think about why may they have done that, and what's the new angle we can use because of it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we've got deep wiring for trying to stop them lying, and our wiring is probably quite automatic wiring, and it's not necessarily the best approach, kind of thing. So we've got to kind of manage that, which is what we looked at in the next session. Can you give me an example of something that we might do instead of, as you say, shouting out "liar" or whatever, which we're tempted to do? What else might we do?
A couple quick alternatives. The first one is go with it. Literally go with it. Oftentimes when people lie to us, they expect us to challenge it right away. So that they're preparing for that defensive response. But if we don't attack, they don't have to defend. So it catches them off guard. And oftentimes people don't prepare their lies in depth. So if we go with it and tell me more, and we start asking questions with a curious tone, oftentimes that will unravel itself. And either they will literally come back to the truth occasionally, or as it unravels, we'll pick out a new way we can help them save face, believe it or not, by giving them an excuse. And this is something that people often literally feel, trying to come up with the right word quickly, but almost like violated. You mean I have to give somebody an excuse to get them to tell me the truth? Yes, because they just took a public position that was dishonest, which means we have to help them save face if we want them to switch to honesty. So as they unpack it, I'm listening for that face-saving opportunity. Now, when I get the window, I'll give them the face-saving statement, give them an excuse, give them a reason to allow them to come back and, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot, I wasn't thinking, I was distracted, I wasn't looking at it that way, and then give me more of an accurate statement. Now I've got what I need. Who cares if they lied to me along the way? I got where I needed to be.
Yeah, exactly. You know, yeah, you're right. People often say, well, why do I always have to be the bigger person? Well, I'll tell you why. It's so you get your outcome. That's why, you know, sort of, purely and simply for do it for selfish reasons kind of thing.
For sure. If someone's in a situation like this, or they're listening to this conversation and they think, well, I shouldn't have to do that. Well, congratulations. You're right. You shouldn't have to.
That's right. Yeah.
But you do.
Like, yeah, here we are in the real world. Yeah.
What's more important, the outcome, the goal we're trying to attain, or me winning some sort of moral superior high ground by telling you it's unacceptable to lie to me?
Yeah, yeah. So you're saying two possible ways. One is play with it and just take that story further, and then it's going to go someplace where you're going to get more information that you can use. You might find a way of giving them face, a route out through that. Or the other way is to ask more questions, open questions, as you say, with a curious tone. I like that, because as you say, questions can come across quite aggressive, and then people can kind of shut down even further. But if it's in a more curious, oh, that's really interesting, tell us a little bit more about that kind of thing. Oh, that's really interesting. Why did you do that? And so on. And then as they, either build the story until as far as they can go, and then they might realize, oh yeah, do you know what? And they'll find their way back to the truth. Or it could be that it just gives you more information that, again, gives you that a way of giving them face, for them to a route out of it kind of thing. And then you can get back to a proper conversation.
Agree. And then the third one, which we've talked about previously, so I'll be brief, is take the time to verify after the conversation. Yeah. If this is an iterative negotiation, multiple touch points, after each one, we should be going back and trying to validate or verify everything we've heard, do additional research, come up with new alternatives, and how do we use what we know now to reset the board to start the next conversation, and don't miss out on those opportunities. And so if you've done that verification, because you're right, it's you never have to agree to anything in a particular meeting. You can always go off and do the processing, etc. And perhaps in that verification, you find out that they're actually, they're telling an untruth. What would you do typically with that in the next meeting? Couple of options. And there's probably more than these few. Sure. But one is to come back. Thank you, Simon, for everything you shared with me in the last conversation. I really appreciated the education. In fact, due to the education, I had to go teach myself a few more things. And when I did, here is what I learned. So now I'm not presenting it as I caught you lying. I'm presenting it as, here is what I've learned. Okay, yeah. Or if this truly is a situation where we can break off the conversation in dishonesty, now that I've verified they were dishonest with me, I can put that information in my back pocket. Knowledge doesn't create power. Using our knowledge within the context of the situation creates power. So now I can put that knowledge in my back pocket, come back and ask a few questions. And now if you continue to show me dishonesty based on something that I've already verified isn't true, now I'm one step closer to making the decision. Is this somebody I want to do business with? Or based on this continued verified dishonesty, do I want to break this off and go in another direction? Yeah, absolutely. And in a negotiation, one of the tenets is that you should always be willing to walk away, but let's not walk away too quickly, because often we can lose value there. And especially, as you said, often we actually have to have an ongoing working relationship with this person. So yeah, this is important. Fabulous, Mike. Thanks very much. This has been so enlightening for me. I have learned so much. This has been brilliant. Everybody else, if you haven't seen the other videos that we've done, do check them out. There's a whole series of them. Do check Mike's work out on his website on Inquasive. Do check my website, Negotiation Mastery. Wish you all of the best of luck putting it all into practice. Simon, thank you. Love the conversations. Great to see you again. Everybody stay safe, take care of each other, and wish you all the best.